Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today we have Tristan from Jet Reports. He will be presenting to us on business intelligence and reporting solution for NAV inside Excel. And we just ask that if you have any questions at all, please type them into the questions box and we will get them called out at the end of the webinar. And this is going to be recorded and it will be available on our website later this week. So if you want to refer back to it, you're more than welcome to. And you can also share it with any of your other colleagues or business associates that may be interested. So now without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Tristan and he will start our presentation today.
Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. And thank you, Innovia, as well for having me today. And also thank you to all the attendees that decided to take some time out of their busy regular business day to join us for this presentation on business intelligence and reporting solution all in one. And let's kind of, without further ado, jump right into it. My name is Tristan Threlkeld. Like Angie was mentioning, I'm the NAV channel manager here at Jet Reports, and we'll go right into the presentation. And as we do that, as Angie mentioned, if you have questions, type them into that questions chat box. We want to make sure we get those covered for you before the end of the presentation overall. All right. Okay. So a little bit about Jet Reports and kind of what we are, kind of tying this overall process together. Everybody that's here today, everybody here is using the NAV most likely, or an ERP system of some sort, and everybody here that's on the call, well, actually probably wants to be able to get to their data out of that data system you have, that ERP system, right? Give me my reports, give me my numbers. That's something that Jet hears on a daily basis, okay? But let's kind of think about this real quick as we look into this presentation overall is, have you ever thought about why you want the reports? I mean, that kind of sounds like a silly question to ask, right? Dumb question there. But let me suggest to you that you really want to be able to see your reports or want reports for essentially one main reason. And that's in order to make decisions. And if you think about the decisions overall, and you kind of quickly realize with one thing about them, is that individuals usually make up those decisions, right? And those decisions affect everybody else within the organization or around them. So that kind of process kicks into gear there. Well, I'll say this, technology is important here, all right? And data is important as well. And I'll say decisions with that and around that are important as well, okay? But individuals who make those decisions for us are the most important of all. And that's why, kind of starting off here, Jet is different. That's why we're different here at Jet. Our focus is to make it as easy as possible to enable individuals to make their decisions. So I'll say this as well. For 15 years and counting now, Jet Reports has solved the tricky problem of getting your data out of your database and the rest of your technology stack. Okay, doing so in a way that has governance and control to guarantee that only the right person is seeing the right data at the right time. Now, we're able to deliver this data into the most commonly used business application today, Microsoft Excel, along with a wide variety of data visualization tools as well. In doing this, we help business users make better decisions. We're so good at doing this, we've developed products with Microsoft multiple times over. And we have over 155,000 business professionals across 94 countries that are using and relying on Jet Reports every day. Brief little synopsis of Jet. We're located all over the globe, headquartered out here in Portland, Oregon. And so no matter where your organization is working from or out of, Jet Reports has the capability to assist you as well. All right. So we got happy clients as well. Got happy clients all around the world here, just ranging from anything from your small mom and pop shops, if you will. It's got a few individuals need to be able to make decisions as for their business, all the way up to the big brands that you kind of see here on the slide we have today. Lots of individuals making the decisions using Jet Reports. And the product scales up, scales down, and I would say there's no, I would say ideal customer per se, but I'd say anybody using Dynamics, ERP solution is somebody to be a great fit overall with Jet Reports. So, and that's kind of how you can be able to keep intertwined within the marketplace. And another way we're able to stay relevant within the marketplace is having those close ties with Microsoft, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Now, why would that be important, if you will? Think about it this way. We're all here essentially because you guys have made a big financial and business investment in Microsoft technology. Okay, so think a little bit about risk, if you will, at this point, a little bit. When you're dealing with something as critical as your data, right, and how you make decisions off of that on a day-to-day basis, especially with your numbers, your financials, and again, surrounding your decisions around those on a day-to-day basis, you don't want the company to rely on, that you rely on, if you will, to enable that for you in lockstep with Microsoft, right? Especially with their strategy and where they're going moving forward, right? To be involved like we are in an early process with their product decisions, to be a little influential to them about the needs of the reporting issues. We're right there in pair with them, okay? So that's pretty great. So why are we here today? Let me kind of switch gears here and let's talk about Jet Enterprise, a little bit what it is, okay? So what Jet Enterprise really does is allows you to have access to all your different data sources that exist in your company, all right? And they can be ranged from anything from your NAV environment to a CRM to maybe a website. We can connect all of that, pull the data out for you. So that way, you have that capability to see all the different type of data you need for your organization, your company. And what it will allow is allows for all different types of reporting. Anything from a simple ad hoc pivot tables to sophisticated dashboards that tie the data together from many different places. All right. Now, one of the problems that I think, and one of the bigger problems Jet Enterprise actually solves the issues for, is the issue of data integrity. Okay. Anytime you combine different data sets together, you're going to have to make some business decisions about how you're going to be able to do that, right? And unless you do that, I would say at a corporate, very top level, different individuals are going to make some different decisions, bringing those, again, individuals and decision-making all tied in together. Well, that is what Jet Enterprise allows, actually. Decision-making at a unified corporate level. It's about putting all your data in one place, governing the way it is combined, really governing, the way you choose to look at your data from the top down now, and combining it in a way that makes sense, the most sense to your actual business, okay? So a little bit about what a little bit of business intelligence is. You may have seen this before, you may recognize this as a typical like data warehousing or business intelligence model, okay? It's a great way to go for data governance and data access, but it has historically been pretty hard and difficult to do and also pretty expensive to do. Another differentiator here at Jet Reports, we have the software and the methodology to make this entire process fast, 5 to 7 times faster than any traditional method and any other tool like this in the marketplace. So we have a lot of details behind this because they're really fascinating for you guys, and I can actually go in there and we can prove it out to you, but obviously with the scope of the call, we're going to kind of pick it up and kind of highly cover some of this. So basically what we want to do here, what we're showing with our business intelligence model here at Jet Reports, is we're going to take, say, your NAV data and any other of your data sources that are potentially like, say, SQL or ODBC or OLE compatible, compliant, all right? We pull them all together, so we optimize all that data, put it into the data warehouse, organize it all together, and then make it as easy as possible to report on. So if you're looking for something that's for ease of use, has like a short learning curve, and be able to provide the quickness of being able to get your reports to you really quickly, this is a solution you want to look at, okay? All right, so from here, I actually want to take a little pause on the presentation here and actually go right into actually showing you some of what this product is, okay? So we'll go into that. Give me one moment. Switch screens. Okay. Okay, I've got an Excel screen up now. Everybody see that okay?
Yes, we can see it, Tristan.
Perfect, thank you. Appreciate that, Angie. Okay, so let's show you a little bit of something, if you will, on what you can put together relatively quickly with Jet reports, okay? Especially with using the Jet Enterprise package with the warehouse and the cubes. So let's say that I'm tasked with building out a report, okay? Let's say that I'm tasked with building a report that's going to show some sales, some cost amount associated with it, if you will. How about the profit and profit percent left over with that? And maybe that's going to allow me to see and look at that by item and item category. I also want to be able to see it over a time period, and I want to be able to see it by the sales reps that are involved with that and the locations they work out of and the different companies as well, right? Got all those different moving parts and pieces there. And saying it out loud there actually kind of makes me feel there's a lot to this. But I'll say with Jet Enterprise and with the data warehouse and cubes, you really don't, okay? Because with that functionality, it's really simple to put this all together here. So what I'll do is come here and say, click on pivot table. Let it think for a second. Here are the pre-built cubes that come out of the box with Jet Enterprise. Finance, inventory, payables, purchase, receivables, sales, and we also have manufacturing. I just don't have that one set up on my demo database here. We go to the sales cube here. Everything you see here on the right-hand side, that is exactly what comes out of the box here with the sales cube for the Jet Warehouse, Enterprise, and Cube set, okay? So open it up here, right? So open up a sales cube, and you have literally everything you're gonna need right out of the box. Gonna cover at least probably maybe 85% of what you need right away, okay? And go from there. And now cubes, if you're not familiar with what they're made up of, measures and dimensions, okay? Measures, numerical values, right? And dimensions are the pieces that give those numbers some relevance or context. So again, you have pretty robust cube here covering 80 to 85% of what you need right out of the box. So let's go to that example I spoke about, and let's go ahead and start grabbing some pieces here. So sales amount, right? Grab that one first. Let's go ahead and get that cost as well. As I'm doing this, I'm just pointing and clicking. My data is right there available for me, okay? Profit and profit percent, okay? Now, I love these numbers, love to have nearly $80 million in profit, but we need some context with it. So let's go down there and let's grab some of that, right? Let's go grab some dimensions. All right, so we want that. Item category, product, perfect. And I also want to grab the date as well. Okay, now I checked 6 boxes and I got a full functional sales report right out of here, okay? Got year-over-year sales, consolidated totals, and you can even expand these out, right? It's supposed to be 2018, open that out, and then kind of coordinate it out. So I have my team fix that a little bit later. Open up 2017, you can obviously come down over here and see that Q1, Q2, Q3 there, right? Finish it up. You can roll it out, or you can see all of them, 2016 and 2015. And if you don't like your dates and columns, you're in Excel. Whatever Excel will allow you to do, you will still be able to do with Jet reports. So if you want to move this over to rows, you absolutely can, okay? Easily roll them right back up. Okay, or if you want your item over here, you could do that. I prefer mine over in columns. That's where I have mine, okay? So from here, what else can you be able to do essentially? All right, well, I can see everything, by years across the top here, but we want to be able to see more into this. So I'm going to actually bring a little bit of a visual in here. So we come up to insert, column, open that up. I'm going to place that right there, move it over. And actually I can go from here and start bringing in some slicers. So I can do that directly off of my Excel ribbon, Excel 2010 and newer, or I can actually pull it directly off of the cube, which is something I prefer to do. So I do want to get location. So I'm going to right click and bring in a slicer here. And let's go ahead and bring in a few more. So I want to get the date here. Company. And we want to get the sales rep. Start moving these around, start functioning with these. These aren't locked in or anything, but they can be if you'd like. And again, as soon as they are there, right there, point and click, opens up data available. Okay, let me do one more, pull up another little sample dashboard that I have here and go over that for you guys. Something that's already ready to go. It's one of the Power BI ones. Give me a moment. All right. So this is one of our pre-built dashboards that we give right out of the box. We give 80 pre-built reports and dashboards that are Excel-based. I have a few that are Power BI dashboards as well, all built with Jet Reports, Jet Enterprise with the warehouse and the cubes. So let's kind of look a little bit forward into this one, right? This one is your straightforward sales dashboard. A little bit of an example. I'm a sales guy, so I kind of tend to lean that way. So at looking at this on the more of a viewer type level here, really clean looking, really nice. You can have your KPIs here in a nice visual format, right? So you can easily see how the data is changing, interact with the data as well as you slice it, dice, just what we were doing before. Come in here and you can start interacting. And we click, then the data will start totally changing as well. So as you can see, just a few clicks changes everything look. Take a look on, awards and rec. Pop it right back off, bring everything back. Okay, really easy to be able to look into and take a look at your visuals, move around, interact with the data. Okay, so this is the high level overview, right? Now, what's really pretty awesome about this is actually it can get down to any kind of granular level of detail that you would like to see that, say, traditional reporting doesn't offer. So what I can do here is I can just go into the details and see. Now, when I did that, I didn't have to rewrite the report to do that, and I didn't have to change any dates. I didn't have to go in there and refresh anything. So when I come up here, I can open out 2016 Q1, 2017 Q1, and even 2005 Q1 and see a little bit more detail here. Now, if I want to look in February, where we currently are, now I can see the daily transaction or the daily sales amounts. Okay, same thing here for 2016 and 17. So you can do some comparison there, right? So again, I didn't have to rewrite this at all. I didn't have to change any dates. I didn't even have to refresh. The data here has been pre-calculated in every way possible that you have set up within the data warehouse and the cubes there. You can easily see all the information behind this number. Think of this as like a mini drill down, if you will. And with that in mind, Jet Enterprise has its own version of a drill down, okay? So it keeps you all in one place. And this number right here, this 901 I'm looking at from, February of 2017 on the 25th, let me double click on that. So I can take a look here and check in more detail. See the posted transactions, double check, make sure everything looks good. And you can go right back to it. And actually, when you're here, you can roll it up and it won't change anything on this. Up here, this is changing because we keep rolling it up. But I didn't have to go any other direction, pop out of here, and create a whole new report or anything like that. All in one location, okay? And easily go right back to my dashboard, all right? So really what it's doing here, it allows you that deeper view you're looking for coming on back. All right, so now you're back on the dashboard. What we're really kind of doing here is just slicing, dicing, and interacting with the data overall. So what this is really going to help you do here for your organization is spot trends, to be honest, and to be able to help make your business decisions off of those trends to be able to fix it and point it the right direction to move the business forward. Okay, so a little bit of an example. Maybe, I'm a sales guy again. We've noticed some dip in our sales in the US over here on the West Coast. So let's take a look. So we'll look at US, look at that company, and let me take a look at my West Coast reps. Let's say that's Annette, that's John, that's Mary, that's Roberto. Now let's go ahead and take a look and see how they're selling our product line. Our best product line is bags and totes. So when I look at this stuff, one thing I'm seeing here, I'd say a little bit of an issue. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Is that, what I see as Annette is just doing a bang up job of selling our best product line, bags and totes. But the other 3 reps out there on the West Coast where they aren't doing nearly the same numbers or even a quarter of that number, right? They only make up a quarter of the total year-over-year sales. Maybe that's because, Annette's been here the longest. So we can look at year by year. So you look at 2015, check that out. We can still see that Annette's just doing a really, really good job, 1.2 million in sales. Where the other 3 merely, probably about 250,000 or more, just right now. Look at 16. So we're able to see that trend. So year over year, she's done the best, and the other 3 have not nearly done as well. So we can have a conversation to figure out what's going on in the market, etc. That's the idea there. All right. So let me show you a few more pieces. Okay. You guys saw this earlier, so I wanted to pull it up and be able to show you here. We do work with Power BI. This is one of those Power BI dashboards built with Jet Enterprise, the data warehouse and cubes. And as you can see, you have a lot of capability and view into this. Good sales overview dashboard. And this is one of those here. You can actually look a bit further here and see how you're doing, checking out by your global dimensions here, sales by country and global dimension too. So if you can see, this is the cube here on the right-hand side. That's the Jet cube. That's the sales cube that we showed you a few minutes ago that I pulled off of when I was in Excel. So this is the same capability, same exact data you would have there as here. You can lay this right on top and be able to pull and a dashboard like this together. Really easy, really quickly. So this one's already pre-built, and you can start interacting here, right? You can change it up, look at 16. Oh, didn't quite make it to goal here. That's why it's staying out in red. Let's look at 15. We're above, well, at least it's pointing to green to say we are. 17, definitely finished above goal. Okay, and take a little bit further look here. You can zoom in. Don't know if you realize that or not, but when you're on that, you can actually come in here and zoom in further. Check how we did there. All right. Look at my company. All the way looking around. Complete interaction there. We've got a few other ones that are pre-built, ready to go too. Go over some of that for you. And talk about how you can share some of this stuff as well. So you want to look at more of a finance one. So balance sheet. All right, so this is all the data coming from the finance cube and everything you can see out of the finance cubes over here on the right-hand side. So when you start interacting here, that's when everyone will call out what you're pulling from. take a deeper look. Do that. Go back to it. And again, this is all coming in this quickly because of Jet Enterprise's warehousing cubes. The data is already there waiting to be viewed. So that's why this process is so seamless, so quick, and so easy as I interact here. Okay. Year over year. Okay. All right. Now, when I was looking at this one before, right, the dashboard we were on, what if I wanted to be able to share that with somebody? How would I be able to do that? Well, with Jet Reports, we offer you the capability with the Jet Web Portal. So you can actually come in here as a designer. I'll save this real quick, so that way it's separated out. Okay, just come up here and upload. From here, I'm going to go to the web portal. So the web portal installs on a SQL Server via IIS, works with Jet Professional if you're a current Jet Professional client, definitely works with Jet Enterprise if you have that or decide to move in that direction. So you have, you as a client host it, you guys take care of that, you allow who you want within your organization and or potentially even outside of the organization as a client, that is, access to the web portal. So you can share the reports and dashboards with them. So as you can see here, I've got a good amount. So what I come up here, I can actually go into run off of that one I just published. So it's going to update and pull that data, give us the most current. And then from here, we can actually come in here and open it up. So I can open in Excel on my machine, or if I don't have Excel on my machine, in my laptop or desktop for some reason, or maybe I'm on my smartphone or I'm on a tablet. You can come in here and open it online instead and see it on the web. And again, you can get this from your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, or your desktop. You can get access to this. So what it's doing here is pulling up that dashboard. Yes, okay. Same dashboard. Sheet, right, that we drilled into, charts. Okay. Or I can actually download it, open it on my machine. Okay. You can get the details behind it as well. Okay. So you can move it over and share with somebody. There's the details here. And we can see exactly what folder is coming out of. You place it there. You have knowing what data source it's coming from, who owns it, who published it, all of it right here. Sharing capability, again, I was mentioning that. So you can actually come in here. You can either share with everybody that's access to the portal, or maybe you can share it with maybe a certain group, say accounting or sales team or Bob in accounting or Sarah. Getting the idea, right? You can see the run history behind it. First time I published it up, so there's not multiple runs on this, so you're only seeing the one. But if this is something you use, maybe there's a different report, not this dashboard, you need to have run on every couple of minutes, once an hour, once a day, once a week, once a month, one time only. You can see that, okay? And you can see there's a little version control there. So version control. That way, whenever you guys, building up reports, building your dashboards, you have version 1, and as your business changes, you need to bring in some other tables, some other fields, some other important data you need to see, the changing from version 1 to version 2. You can do that. You can still house version 1 here. This won't go away unless you actually come in here and delete it out, okay? but that will always, you have access to it. So in case, you know, somebody's machine that is saved on is lost, this report or this dashboard will be saved in your report repository, the web portal, report repository up here, okay? So that way you can have access to it and go back and download it if need be. Scheduling capability, I've mentioned a little bit about that. New task, here you are. Every couple minutes, right? Hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. Come in here, select the day, right? Want to run more at the end of the, towards the end of the business day to get an update on that. Okay, come in here and run and save. Email out, email to yourself, email to your team, email to a potential customer, if you will, a client. You have multiple different options with that. And with Jet Enterprise, you get the dashboard builder. So it's what we like to refer to, if you know, I like to refer to it as a Power BI Lite. It's really great. Just doesn't have as many of the pretty visuals that Power BI offers, but you have a lot more capability to share this as well. And it's no added expense here. It's all directly correlated with Jet Enterprise package. And as you can see here, I can start interacting with this, opening it up. And again, if I'm on my smartphone or tablet, this would be trimmed down, meaning more focused directly on the screen size, so it scales that way. And you can actually interact with it. So even though I'm using my mouse here, you could be doing that with a finger as well. Okay, and then just simply swipe, go to the next one. All right. Now, I want to be able to quickly kind of show you something a little bit different, if you will, so bear with me. So I believe we have some folks that have used or currently use Jet Professional, so you're going to be familiar with the browser tool. So I'm just going to do a quick overview on this. You know, typically to come in here, you're going to see all your tables, right? This is me still, even though I'm in the enterprise package, I still have Jet Professional, so I can do my real-time reporting, so I can go directly to my data source. I'm looking at NAV right now, have all my tables and all my fields here ready and available, even the customized and third-party ones. So you can come in here, scroll through here, and find the tables you want to, or table you want to be able to pull a report from, or build a report from. So I'll say the customer one. So as you can see, we've got hundreds of tables, thousands of fields here, right? And that little gold star, what that symbolizes that we've got saved as a favorite. So that way it's easier for you guys, yourselves that you're using in this, this tool to build reports. Instead of having to scroll through the hundreds of tables all the time, you can save the ones you routinely use, okay? That's an idea with that. So from here, I want to pull some other stuff together here. So I want to grab my customer number and my name. Let's get the location, right? So for me, state. Oh, lift. Sales rep. Oh, lost that. And sales amount. So we'll do a simple drag and drop, okay? So you can do that, right? So before I move on, carry this over and continue to work off of that, I want to show you this piece here. So directly, right now, I'm in the browser tool, all inside of Excel, out of the Jet ribbon, and I can come in here and change this. So directly, again, from the data system, your NAV environment, or I can go directly to the warehouse. As you can see, there's a drastic difference of how many tables and fields that I'm looking at. Meaning, I'm now looking at the tables and fields that I need to look at for my reporting and dashboard needs. Strategically looking at what I need to see data-wise on a day-to-day basis. The rest of your data is still there, ready to go for in your ERP system. You can always go back and get it. But if you want a faster approach, go to the warehouse. Or go directly to the cubes. You can pull directly from the cubes as well. So everything I was showing you before, still right here, still available to you guys, okay? Again, everything's more streamlined here, quicker access to be able to see the data to pull your numbers out, okay? So we've already gotten that regard. You want to be able to expand that out, you can do that. Come into here, pull up commissionable amount. little locking here. Let's go do a little quick auto sum. So everything I'm doing, you guys are all familiar with, is all in Excel. Anything Excel will allow you to do, you're still going to be able to do here. Be able to change it more to an accounting fill here. Okay. Now from that, let's say I want to bold this up. So you can change these things. If you have a company logo or header, come in here and do that as well. Again, bring in another little visual. Let me zoom in here. So what you can see, right, I'm pulling one I was referencing, and it's all working correctly. Atwaters to Atwaters, okay? Go back over here to Jet, we do a little refresh, pull the data this way. So as you can see, it's still creating the entire NAV database. Pretty quick, right? Bringing in everything I was looking for. But you can see the noticeable difference, right? Between what I was putting together here and how fast things came together when I was pulling it directly out of the cube. Okay, off of this one. All right. That is essentially the overview I wanted to go over with you guys today on Jet Enterprise. Show you a little Power BI, a little bit about Jet Enterprise, what it is, what it can do. Do we have any questions that have come in?
Yes, Tristan, we have a couple of questions. How
Cool.
does this tool work with multiple data sources, different data sources?
Perfect. Great question there. So I mentioned a little bit about that on, during when I was going through the process of, the presentation there. But we work with all different types of data sources, and that's really the beauty behind the Jet Enterprise package with the warehouse. Consolidate your data down to what is, you need to be able to view on a daily basis for your business. It's right there for you, and it's fully scalable. So as your business grows and changes, like, hey, right now today you have NAV and CRM, but maybe, down the line you start bringing in a product, like a warehousing system. So you want to be able to track all of your inventory and be able to your product there, so you can see and be able to see how that's working. Be able to pull that data over into the warehouse and put that into the cubes. You can have complete access to all your different data.
Great, thank you. And also, can this work with Power BI? And if it does, I'm sorry, can it work with Power BI? First question.
Yeah, no problem. We did cover that, and yes, it does. So let me kind of open this up for you real quick. So I'm not sure if anybody's ever downloaded Power BI or even tried to use it a little bit. So as you can see, as I'm opening this up here, first thing it's going to ask is bring your data. Where are you going to do that? Well, we'll go over here and say get data. And so it's going to ask you. And from here, you can pull up multiple different, different types of data. You can come out here and check every different area and pull all different types of data out. Might want to know exactly what you're pulling, but that's kind of there it is. So let's kind of open that up. So database, right? SQL Server database or SQL Server Analysis Services database. You can either open up this one up. Let's see, local host. I'm local here. On premise. So this is my NAV demo database here. So as you can see, it's going to be in chronological order, or alphabetical order, not chronological. My apologies on that. Alphabetical order here. So Cronus Canada's first. It's going to give you all of your different tables and all of your fields here. So you get insight to it, but you need to know directly how these all connect and work together to be able to pull together a nice dashboard that I showed you momentarily ago, something like this, okay? As you can see, all my data is already here and available to me. I'll show you exactly how we got to that point, okay? I'm gonna cancel out of this because as you can see, directly out of NAV, gotta go there, pull all your tables and all your fields over. I don't wanna do that. So let's go back over here to get data. Okay, back to my database, SQL Server Analysis database, local. Let's get my cubes. Okay. And here are all our cubes. So you can grab any of these and pull them over. And just like you saw, again, here's your sales cube, all right here. Okay. So we work fluidly with it. Lay it right on top, help build a nice dashboard to share with your organization. Any other questions?
No, I believe that was the only two. If anyone does have any
Okay.
questions, please go ahead and type them into the questions box and we'll get them answered for you. And if you have any further questions and you want to speak one-on-one with us or with Tristan from Jet Reports, you're more than welcome to. You can contact us. Tristan, do you have your information up? I will go ahead and tell our information.
Give me 1 second.
You can either contact your account manager or you can go in and call us. And you can call us at 715-258-6000, or you can reach us on our toll-free number, which is 800-834-7700. And like I said earlier, please feel free to share this with any of your colleagues or friends that are interested in hearing about Jet Reports. It will be available later this week on our website for review. And check out our other events that we have going on. We do have a conference coming up in April. And so that information is all on our website, so you can view that there. Okay, no other questions have come through, so thank you everyone for attending this webinar. We appreciate all of you attending, and we look forward to seeing you on our next webinar, which will be in a couple of weeks. We have Innovia presenting our webinar, and it's going to be with Jeff Pergolski, and he will be talking about NAV 2018, the best new features for accounting, sales, and IT professionals. So if you're interested in attending that webinar, please feel free to register for that. And then we also have a couple coming up with Jenny Hollingsworth on cash flow forecasting in NAV and electronic payments in NAV. So those will be scheduled on the 21st and 28th of February. So feel free to register for those. Again, thank you everyone for attending. Thank you, Tristan. It was very informative information, and we look forward to seeing everyone on our next webinar. Have a good day.